now again we are doing a dumb move. Now we made the dumb move. We cut capacity and saying, we had long. That was just plain dumb. There's no, we can't excuse our own stupidity, but it's being done. So yes, people are going to die because of this stupidity. Urvashi, stay with me. That's the situation in Bombay. I'm going to come back to you in just a minute before I come back to Dr. Gupta also. Quick update from Delhi. Rahul, what's the reality check? We left it too little too late, and that's all of us to blame. Okay, all of us thought this was a joke in January. All of us are to blame. Let me get Dr. Gupta into this. Dr. Gupta, can you give us a reality check? Because all our authorities in every state are telling us everything's under control. Every doctor I'm telling me is to be speaking to me and saying everything's not under control. This is a crisis. So who's telling the truth, sir?
Yes, that's very right. I think we have already had conversation many times. So I'm working in Apollo Hospital, which is already a COVID hospital, and it was there in the first wave as well. The reality is that we are short of beds, and suddenly this wave, which has come so fast, I mean, it has not given time to think. February, March, and April, the number of patients have increased. We are short of beds despite having the recommendations. And Apollo, for example, I can give you a reality check of our hospital. Our hospital is full of COVID. There are still waiting list of more than 100 patients. The first thing is that the ICU beds are more in demand, and this time we initially thought that this virus is causing more of infection but less of morbidity, including the one pneumonia which requires oxygen. But that is not true. That means I have myself got so many patients who are still on the list that we are not able to do. So my suggestion would be that rather than craving only for the beds, because even if you have the beds, the doctors immediately are not available, those who can handle the nurses, the staff, the equipment. So my suggestion would be that although remdesivir is still in huge demand, I think we have to increase the production. This is the only medicine which I feel personally, I've treated more than 300 patients during the last first COVID wave, or more than that even. Early remdesivir, even at home, I think government should give a small thought process. It's an intravenous injection which can be given over half an hour by a small nurse. It does not require major monitoring. So if we can start somebody who is having a fever for more than 5 days, I'm not talking of initial first days, fever for more than 5 days, initial cough, even HRCT not done. I would say that this can change the gloomy thing to a normalization, because if you give, this is a very highly potent antiviral medicine which has the potential to kill the virus. If when the virus enters the body, the first week is very bad because the first week the virus replicates very fast. The second week, if the patient continues to be severe, then the patient goes into requiring oxygen and sometimes steroid also. I personally feel as a doctor that all the trials may not be so strong, because all the trials for remdesivir has been done only for the moderately sick patients, not in the mild patients.
Correct.
To convert mild to moderate, 5%, 10% will go into that.
Okay, now here's the problem. Now, what is the bitter lesson? Dr. Gupta, we have plenty of remdesivir manufacturing capacity in the country, okay? Over the past 3 months in January, we said there aren't enough cases, so we cut back on the capacity. Now that was a clinically dumb move to do. We are all bhuktoing right now by this bhagadodi. Now, right now, is remdesivir easily available? Can you pick up the phone and call your local chemist or your local supplier and get injections? Is it happening?
No, it's not. Actually, it's not. You see, I got so many calls myself to get the remdesivir to another hospital or to somebody else outside, not in our Apollo hospital. We have been able to manage it for our own patients. But as an OPD basis, even our hospital does not have it. I managed for few patients or out of request coming out from the IPD stock to OPD stock, so it is not easily available. But I tell you, I think government should think at this point of time that if we can increase the production, early remdesivir within first week who are not still having fever 101, 102 can really bring down the morbidity and requirement of the ICU beds.
Okay, so you are saying now there needs to be...
Steroids should not be given the first week.
Okay.
Steroids should be given only the first, second week.
Suggestion, I'm going to highlight it. Now there needs to be a government panel of doctors, okay, which we had, we still have, that now need to come up and give a specific advice after reviewing data on whether remdesivir injection should be given to mild cases within the first week to prevent them from becoming moderate and severe, and therefore lessen the load on the ICU system. Okay, now stay with me.
That's very important. That's very important actually. Fabiflu does not work. Fabiflu is an oral antiviral medicine which has also been recommended. But I have seen my own personal that is not that important matter.
Okay.
If you have fever more than 5 days, start remdesivir at home.
Okay, that's a practical suggestion. Now we need the guidelines from ICMR. Okay, so ICMR needs to get back into into collectively telling the public on how they're going to be revising guidelines. So we need those press conferences to start again. We can't be having something posted on the website because nobody noticed it. We are all too hassle dealing with our own friends and relatives who are sick. Here's a reality check. Okay, Jatin Goswami, my colleague, is joining us. Jatin, we just had... Can you hear me or not hear me? What a waste of time. Yeah, this is a live broadcast going on, Govind ji. Live broadcast चल रहा है. ठीक है, आप राहुल से बात करिए ना फिर अगर उनको आवाज नहीं आ रही. शक्ल तो दिख रही है उनकी. Let me get Dr. Gupta meanwhile back in. Okay, Dr. Gupta, so remdesivir is one thing. Now coming back to the logic, I've been having this discussion now for several days. Obviously, lockdown is not treatment, it's not a cure. Okay, but do we need a chain-breaking event in a very serious fashion?
You see, I personally feel that this virus, the double mutation virus, is more infectious than the first which we had earlier during the time of the last year 2020. Breaking the chain, the only way, I think I was already doing the Facebook Live, that this mandate of wearing the mask above the nose should not be only the mandate. Chalan wala se kuch nahi hoga. The only thing is we need a government machinery or volunteers or NGO volunteers who should be on the road, in the malls, wherever it is open, in the hospital, outside the hospital. So I think the people to please continue to wear the mask. This is very important, that this is the only thing which can break the chain. This virus, I can tell you, I've seen families, the people who are quarantined in one room, the children who are in another room, despite not coming out, they get infectious. So this virus is even small, I think, breath of air. It's very difficult to say whether the virus is in the air or not. It's very difficult to say. There is no moisture. In Bombay, maybe because there is a huge moisture, the droplet can stay in the more moisturous place and the people will be more infected, but not in Delhi. Now Delhi has surpassed Bombay during last 2 days. The number one is Delhi now. So only way to break the chain is not the sanitation, is you come to every minute. If you keep on wearing masks, I'm sitting in my room, although I'm not, because in my office in my own hospital chamber, so I'm not wearing the mask. Whenever you go down, obviously, you know, but a sort of a request. And there should be enough volunteers from the government.
My issue is, Dr. Gupta, you know,
of asking and requesting the people to keep on wearing the mask.
Dr. Gupta, we've done that, right? We all know, I think everybody in the world now knows you need to wear a mask, okay?
But it's not being completely bought.
It's not being done. Okay. So my question is, you know, cinema halls and restaurants open for lunch, do we now, because those are also livelihoods. The question is, last year we went with the logic of go hard, go fast. Okay? And maybe now we are learning the lesson. If the lockdown hadn't happened, how bad it could have become. You know, people are criticizing the lockdown. Kuch nahi hua, what was the point of doing this? Now we are learning the lesson of when we don't have a lockdown, it skyrockets until it's in insane levels now. 250,000 cases per day. Okay? So my question is, we now, this time around we've gone, go slow, do very little. Is go slow, do very little, is it working?
I think the false assurance given by the vaccine, I would say this, you see, if you feel assured we have vaccine, we have most of the cases, we have seen 1 dose given, still they have 2 doses given, still they have it, but they are very less. But what I would like to tell you that I think lockdown, your question is very simple, should we go for lockdown or should we not go for lockdown? My answer would be, I think the lockdown even for 2 weeks can be helpful. Even for 3 weeks, it can be temporary. That means people should avoid, just a weekend is not enough because people will start working. People should avoid going to malls, cinema, places, outside, working place. Only minimum people, only the essential services should be open. I think the reason, if not in April, maybe the first week of May, they can start the lockdown for the whole of May. That will going to help us and contain. Otherwise, things are going to spiral out, everything will go beyond our control, and we will have more mortality. So number 2, I think as a doctor, let me tell you that those people who are not infected and they have been exposed, they should be also advised to start an initial treatment which is simple antibiotic, azithromycin or doxycycline, vitamin C high dosage, not just 500 milligram a day, at least 2 to 3 gram per day, that means 2 tablets twice a day. If the people who are exposed but not get tested positive, no fever.
Okay. So now I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you.
Still break the chain by getting very mild symptoms or not getting into moderate symptoms.
So I'm not a doctor, I can tell you. Vitamin C is not a cure, okay, but it does help your immunity system.
Increase your immunity level.
Correct.
So that if you are exposed, you will be either remain very mild, you will not require hospitalization. The question is if you can keep the patient at home.
In normal, okay,
solution.
okay. Having read the reports, in normal flu cases, vitamin C 2 mg per day can reduce symptoms by 1 to 2 days, and it can help here also a little bit. And vitamin C is water soluble.
2 to 4 gram per day.
So 2000, that's 2000 mg per day or more. And vitamin C is water soluble, so you can't overdose on vitamin C, so you don't have to worry about that. Dr. Gupta, the situation is difficult. So remdesivir, if people are seeing in their nearby vicinity people who are infected or somebody in the home, they should immediately go into vitamin C. That's not a very complicated or risky diagnosis to give. Erythromycin or any paracetamol is also not a risky diagnosis to get. You can overdose on paracetamol, so you should not take 20 pills a day, but taking 1 or 2 pills is not an overdose and is nothing to worry about. It won't cause liver failure. So these are practical measures, but moreover, we now need to realize that this is a problem. It's a huge problem. It's a very real thing. And we can't wait until mummy, daddy or some cousin gets it before we realize it's a problem. And it's a reality check. Okay, Dr. Gupta, I'm going to thank you for joining us. I know you have a busy day ahead of you. Appreciate your time for raising issues in this public telecast, practical ones that need to be urgently addressed. Let's hear a quick report in from Mumbai. Do we have Shweta with us? Shweta, over to you if you can hear us.